There's been a lot of talk online about Nicki Minaj and her husband Kenneth Petty. Fans have noticed something unusual. Nicki has been way quieter on social media than we're used to seeing, and according to rumors, that silence might be tied to trouble inside their home in Los Angeles. One blogger claims that things got so heated between Nicki and Kenneth that their neighbors ended up calling the police. Gossip of the City even posted, "Auntie has been quiet lately. The police showed up in those hills after a domestic dispute. The neighbor called the police after witnessing it. Auntie was throwing his clothes out of the window as he was walking down the street." Even though the post didn't drop any names directly, people quickly connected the dots. Fans are convinced the story is about Nicki Minaj, especially since she's suddenly gone silent at the same time the rumors popped up. This isn't the first time whispers about their marriage have surfaced. Just last year, speculation spread that Kenneth was cheating and allegedly bringing strippers home while Nicki was away on tour. Now, with these new claims, people are paying close attention again. What's really catching fans' eyes is Nicki's reaction, or rather, her lack of one. She's normally very active online, clapping back at critics and setting the record straight whenever drama comes up. But this time, she hasn't said a word. For someone who never hesitates to defend her husband, her silence feels louder than any post she could have made. And that has many wondering if there might be more truth to these rumors than usual. Let's be honest, Nicki and Kenneth's marriage hasn't exactly been picture perfect. Like most couples, they've had their highs and lows, but some of theirs have been pretty public. In fact, Nicki even admitted during a Vogue interview back in 2023 that things got tense between them after the birth of their son. She shared how becoming new parents brought a lot of challenges, and it definitely tested their relationship. Now, to be clear, Nicki hasn't personally confirmed any of the latest rumors. But if even a fraction of what's being said online is true, it wouldn't be surprising if she's finally reached her breaking point. Think about it. She's stood by Kenneth for years, constantly defending him despite his long list of legal troubles and the criticism that comes with it. If on top of all that, he really has been unfaithful, then honestly, throwing his clothes out the window feels like the bare minimum reaction. And I'll say this. If these allegations hold any weight, I truly feel for Nicki. She's been carrying the weight of this relationship for so long, often fighting battles for both of them in the public eye. No one deserves to be disrespected in their own home, especially after giving so much of themselves to keep the marriage together. Of course, we're only working with online chatter at the moment. Nothing's been officially confirmed. But let's not forget, Nicki herself sparked rumors last year when she randomly tweeted, "Yes, single," before quickly deleting it. That one little post set the internet on fire, with fans speculating that a divorce was on the horizon. Yet somehow the couple managed to patch things up and keep going. The real question now is, if these new claims are accurate, has Nicki finally had enough? Is this the moment where she decides she's done carrying the weight of this marriage? I want to hear from you guys. Do you think she's really fed up this time, or do you see them pulling through again? Drop your thoughts below. But with that said, let's move on to the next story. By now, most of you have probably seen that clip of Cardi B leaving her civil trial earlier this week. Yeah, I'm talking about the case where a former security guard is suing her and trying to get a jaw-dropping $24 million. The case itself has been dragging plenty of attention, but what really made headlines wasn't what happened inside the courtroom. It was what went down outside. So here's the scene. Cardi is stepping out during her lunch break, clearly just trying to get a breather from the stress of the trial. Cameras are flashing, fans are shouting, and reporters are circling like hawks trying to get that one viral soundbite. And then, out of nowhere, a reporter named Denny decides this is the perfect moment to throw a messy question her way.
Yes, Cardi.
Cardi.
What's the verdict?
Hey Cardi, you're beautiful.
Thank you.
Cardi,
boo.
insiders are claiming that Offset is publicly bragging about getting you pregnant for the 4th time. Do you foresee any paternity issues with Stephon Diggs?
Stop disrespecting me. Don't disrespect me.
I got
Cardi, how you feeling?
Cardi, your court look is amazing. Who are
You're
you
amazing,
wearing?
Cardi. I still love you even though you just threw some stuff at
I
me.
don't care. You're disrespectful. Don't do that. Do you see women asking those type of questions to me? Do you see
ma'am.
women asking those questions to me?
It's a legit
Why
question.
do you feel as a man you get to ask me those type of questions? Act like you have some manners. And your mama taught you, respect women.
Now let's slow things down and really take a closer look at what happened with that pen. The big question is, did Cardi actually hit the reporter with it? From what the footage shows, and keeping in mind we can only see so much of the left side of the frame, it honestly doesn't look like she hit anyone. The pen seems to bounce straight off the ground, and that's it. No contact, no injury, just a pen hitting the pavement. But here's where things take a turn. The reporter Denny came forward afterward with a full statement. According to him, ever since that clip went viral, he's been flooded with hate. He claims Cardi's fans have been attacking him online, sending threats, even going as far as doxing him and digging up his family's personal details. He says he now feels he's in reasonable fear because of all the harassment. And look, let's make this clear. Nobody should ever be targeting someone's family. That part isn't right. But at the same time, we have to call it how we see it. This man is now trying to spin the situation and play the role of the victim, when the video clearly shows he was the one stirring the pot in the first place. He poked at her with a messy question, got a reaction, and now he's acting like he's been seriously wronged. To add fuel to the fire, he's even doubled down in another clip where he accuses Cardi of being extremely violent and claims she's connected to a gang. And I actually have that video where he elaborates on it, so take a listen to this.
Denied. I am in reasonable fear because Cardi B's fans are threatening to hurt me. They are doxing me, pulling up information about me, slandering me, defaming me. This is blown completely out of proportion. Initially, I was more concerned about Cardi B because you're in the middle of closing arguments and decided to assault someone outside of the courthouse who just basically asked a question. No matter if the question was rude, disrespectful, you don't assault anyone. In the state of California, throwing a piece of paper at someone can also be considered assault. So I don't want anybody to say that I'm playing the victim. Initially, I was more concerned about Cardi B because, again, you're in the middle of closing arguments, assaulting someone outside of the courthouse. I did not want the jury to make a decision based upon her actions towards me. Whether she's pregnant, fake pregnancy or not, she's extremely violent, an extremely violent person. Even internationally, followed Ra Ali to France and decided to assault her and come online and publicly brag about it, based upon an assault that took place at Harper's Bazaar 6 or 7 years ago. I think Cardi B is very petty and vengeful, and I am in reasonable fear. She also threatened other bloggers and other YouTubers and other live streamers that she will do something on Brim, which is a gang affiliation. Cardi B and I have first-degree connections to each other who are, in fact, gang affiliated, who does, in fact, know my movements and where I hang out at. This is why I'm in reasonable fear. Also, I don't want to be afraid to go and cover a true crime case or go and cover a celebrity case because I'm continuously being assaulted. If you guys don't remember, in New York City at the Diddy trial, just because I asked Gene Dill a question, he decided to assault me inside of the federal court building. He did not experience any consequences or repercussions for his actions, nor did Cardi B. So I don't want to normalize these public figures assaulting people. People asked me if I wanted to sue Cardi B. My initial response was no, because again, I was more concerned about her. I do think that she owes me a public apology at the very least. So, and she also needs to tell her supporters to stop harassing me, stop doxing me, and stop, trying to contact my family and pull up things that is completely irrelevant. I just want to be able to do my job as a blogger. I will continue to at least try to, show up to court cases and ask thought-provoking questions and get engagement. I'm an independent journalist who should be respected as such. So if you guys have any information or if you guys know Cardi B and you can tag her, please tell her to issue a public apology because, number one, she's not even pregnant, which means that she acted out of impulse and, try to pull the pregnant woman card when neither one of them are applicable to her. Everyone who knows me know that I can be really cutthroat, and I was very, very respectful to Cardi B. I feel like I respect Cardi B more than she respects herself, let alone any other women. So anybody that knows her, just tell her to issue a public apology to, at the very least, cool her fans down from continuously harassing me on behalf of her. Thank you.
Now, what really caught my attention was when this reporter actually said he was being very respectful to Cardi. He even went as far as claiming that he respects her more than she respects herself. And honestly, that's where it feels like straight up gaslighting. Because let's keep it real. You don't ask a woman outside a courthouse in the middle of her trial messy questions about her baby's father and then turn around and call that respectful. That's not respect. That's provocation. Now, the way he's talking, it really sounds like he's setting the stage for something bigger. Every statement he's putting out is centered on how unsafe he feels, how his family is living in fear, and how he's supposedly under constant threat. To me, that screams one thing: lawsuit. He's building a case, laying the groundwork to take this situation into court. But here's the catch. If he really plans on suing, he better come prepared. Because we all know Cardi B's track record when it comes to lawsuits. This woman does not play in a courtroom. She's got one of the strongest legal teams in the industry, and time after time, she's walked away victorious. Her winning streak is no joke. And remember, Cardi has already made it crystal clear. Anyone trying to come at her with a weak or frivolous lawsuit is going to end up facing a countersuit. So if he thinks he can flip this into an easy payday, he might be in for a very rude awakening. Like I mentioned in my last video, and I'll say it again here, Cardi B really has to work on keeping her self-control in situations like this. Because the truth is, the more she reacts, the more opportunities she gives people to drag her back into court. And every time that happens, it costs her time, energy, and money. These folks know exactly what they're doing, and if she doesn't pull back a little, they're going to keep trying to take her straight to the bank. But now I want to hear from you guys. What's your take on this whole situation? Do you agree with the reporter and feel like Cardi was out of line for throwing that pen? Or do you think he's blowing things way out of proportion and using this as a setup for a lawsuit? Maybe you feel like he crossed the line first by asking that messy question outside the courthouse. Drop your thoughts in the comments because I'm curious to see where you all stand on this one. Do you think Cardi's wrong? Or do you think this reporter is just playing victim? That's all I've got for you in today's video. Thanks for hanging out with me, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.
People in Hollywood, like Cardi B, is not going to answer real questions. She wants to be coddled. She's a perpetuant child. I see what you guys are asking, and a part of my reporting and journalistic integrity is having the courage to ask what everybody want to know. And so in asking what everybody want to know, I make sure I'm as respectful as possible. No matter how respectful you are, or no matter what you say or do, if you're asking something that these people are trying to avoid, then the last thing that I want to do is, have somebody to react the way that Cardi B reacted towards me. Given the fact that Cardi B is on trial for assault and there's no video and it's Cardi's word against that woman's word, I find it very crazy for Cardi B to react by throwing a pen at me the same way she practically allegedly reacted with this security guard at this office. The security guard in her assault case is claiming that Cardi B literally physically attacked her. And if all those people was not there and it was just me by myself and no other cameras and Cardi B's team, Cardi B would have attacked me or had one of those people that she was with to attack me. That's what I'm led to believe, because I'm going to ask the question that people want to know regardless of anything. And so for Cardi B to sit there and gaslight me and say, what kind of questions is that to ask a woman? Well, when she went inside the courthouse this morning, somebody asked her a question. It was a woman, and she flicked them off. So she's very childish. So it doesn't matter what I ask. If it's not something to pander to her or to cater to her, she's going to react. It doesn't matter what I ask. So as long as it's something that she deemed something she didn't want to answer, which is what we all want to know, she was going to react that way. Now, I'm going to do a full breakdown of everything on Twitch. I'm actually going to roast her and everything because she got me kicked out of the courthouse. Yes, Cardi B got me kicked out of the courthouse, y'all. That's why I'm home right now in the courthouse and still going home. I'm like, how the fuck can you get me kicked out of the courthouse when I exercised my First Amendment right and you assaulted me? Okay, and I'm not playing the victim. Let me go ahead and put this out there right now. I have no intentions on suing Cardi B. I have no intentions for any of that. Her reaction to my question told me everything that I needed to know. So it was not my point of, it was not my point. And then Ken Barbie is trying to come at me when you look like a creature. So it's a lot that I got to respond to, and I'm going to do that on Twitch. My Twitch is in the bio of this video, okay? So like I said, for her to react that way while she's on an assault trial, it actually looks bad. And to the people that want to know, no, I have no intentions of suing her. Did she assault me? I don't know. She threw a pen. However, when it comes to the color of law, according to California law, you can throw a piece of paper and assault someone. It doesn't even require it to hit you. Battery is when it makes physical contact. Assault is when you put somebody in reasonable fear. Am I in fear? Because I don't know. The pen could have poked me in the eye or whatever the case may be. Who knows? So I'm not going to sit here and play the victim. But as a matter of operative law, she can get in trouble for assault. Let's be clear about that. And I do need a lot of money right now, but I'm not finna sue her. It was a question. it was a question, and her reaction to that question gave me everything that I needed to know. And it gave y'all content. It gave bloggers stuff to talk about. It gave TMZ, the Shade Room, everybody something to post about. And hopefully they give me credit, because I do this. Again, from the Tory Lanez trial to the A$AP Rocky trial to the Diddy trial to this goddamn trial here with Cardi B, to the Lil Durk trial that's coming up, to the Milagograms and Megan Thee Stallion trial. I'm going to be there, and I'm going to ask the questions that you guys want to know. I think I have a First Amendment right to do so. I think the best place to exercise your First Amendment right should be near and by the court of law. You know, so to the people that got so much to say, I'm going to do a full breakdown about this on my Twitch. Okay, so you guys could follow my Twitch. It's pinned in my bio.
At the end of the day, situations like this remind us how fast the internet can flip a story. But I want to hear from you. Do you think Cardi is losing control? Or is she just reacting like any normal person would under pressure? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because your perspective is what makes these conversations real. And hey, if you made it this far, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you don't miss the next big update. Trust me, the drama is just getting started, and you don't want to be the last one to know. I'll see you in the next video.